Is Mr Bean autistic? I have often wondered this. Let's talk about this possible theory today. Mr Bean, I would say, he seems to have a lot of autistic-like characteristics that have been greatly exaggerated to the point where if he was a real person, I could believe it, he would qualify for a diagnosis. Now, here are some examples. He's focused on one thing at a time and doesn't seem to notice the big picture, and he tends not to pick up on social cues. He will often take people literally and won't pick up on people's body language and stuff or what people mean. Here is an example of this. As you can see, the man coughs, hinting that he wants a tip. But Mr Bean doesn't understand this. He thinks that he is coughing and he wants a cough sweet. So that's what he does. He gives him a cough sweet. And this is another example of taking something very literally. Another example is when he goes to the shop. Irma is hinting that she wants him to buy this ring by pointing to it, gesturing to it. But he doesn't pick up on this at all. He thinks she's pointing out a picture for him, so that's what he buys her. You know, that's another example of him just not picking up on these social cues or these things which most people take for granted. Another example is he even stims. You know, like the stimming which autistic people tend to do with self-stimulatory behaviour. If you want more information about that, I've got some links you can check out in the description. Like, sometimes I've seen him do these hand gestures, and it's very much like watching an autistic person stim. So he has a number of autistic-like characteristics, and I can't help but wonder if they did take some inspiration from autism before writing this character. Now, that being said, I would, despite the fact that I always see autistic traits when I watch Mr Bean, that doesn't change the fact that I still think that there is a problem with starting to classify him as autistic, because the aim of the character is clearly just to make you laugh. And if you then start thinking he's autistic, it can almost, it kind of takes away from the humour. You can almost start to feel a bit like it's mocking autistics, which isn't the aim. The aim is just to make you laugh. And the fact of the matter is, it is greatly exaggerated. The vast majority of autistic people aren't exactly like Mr Bean. He just tends to have a lot of these characteristics that are just greatly exaggerated, to the point where they're off the scale. That's what I would say on Mr Bean, but I would still say I definitely see characteristics in him. I do identify with him in a lot of ways too. Like, a lot of the time when he faces a problem, he doesn't always see the obvious solution, and he'll work his way around. He'll come up with this really awkward alternative that, may or may not get the job done. It could get the job done, or it could make it even worse. And in a sense, I can actually kind of relate to that in a sense. Sometimes I don't always think about the obvious things to do in a situation. You can check out the maths workshop comedy I made on my other channel when I was 18. I'll put links to that in the description. Look at it now. It's pretty badly filmed, but I still think that it kind of gives a sort of a similar idea to. This is based on a situation something that I did myself. So yeah, there are a number of ways in which I personally also do identify with Mr Bean. I watch it and I think that's me. I'm very like him myself. Maybe that's why he's one of my favourite characters, because he's actually very relatable. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Mr Bean is autistic? Why do you think this, or why don't you think this? If you want me to do more of these types of videos, please do comment down below with maybe sort of suggestions of characters you believe could be autistic. I do have at least one more planned. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet to be notified of new videos. And do let me know if you enjoyed this video. Take care. Goodbye for now.